How's it going, everybody? This is Tyler with Sirius Archery Products. Today we are going to be doing a short installation video on our new half jacket component series for our 204 arrow shafts, which are available now at SiriusArchery.com. So a few things that you're going to need to get started for this installation are some feel points that really help for holding on to the bodies of the components for installation. A good two-part arrow component epoxy. We have this as our Seriously Tough Insert Epoxy, available also on SiriusArcheryProducts.com. A microfiber or some type of rag to wipe away your excess epoxy with. And then this is a little drying stand that we made for the arrows just for the purposes of this video. It's just a cardboard box with some holes in the top, and that's going to keep the arrows oriented vertically for the drying process and make sure everything sets up correctly. So with that being said, let's get into the installation. All right, so with the new half jacket system, we've narrowed down the installation process to about 4 simple steps. Quick disclaimer though, as in any component installation process, you're going to want to make sure the inside of your shaft as well as the outside of your shaft, because we are using a sleeve, is properly cleaned. We have already done that for the sake of this video, as well as hand squaring on the end. So with that being said, step number 1 for the new half jacket system is going to be identifying on your sleeve the skinny side versus the thick side. It does have a slight taper, so you just want to make sure that when you find that skinny side, that it is going to go over your shaft towards your nock. So the skinny side goes towards the back of the shaft and the nock. For step number 2, we're going to get the epoxy on our carbon shaft here, as well as the body of the half jacket system. For the shaft, you want to make sure that the epoxy comes up about an inch, the same length as the sleeve here, just to make sure that we've got full epoxy coverage. This is the point where I mentioned earlier that the feel points do come in handy as something to hold on to on the body, so you're not getting epoxy all over your fingers. So you want to make sure you have that feel point screwed in there before beginning this step. So we're going to get that epoxy on the arrow shaft here. Again, about an inch. You can always wipe out the excess. And now for the body, we're going to get that on there as well. So step 3 is going to be installing the body of the half jacket system into the arrow shaft. So as you do this, you want to just make sure that we're spinning the body as we go into the shaft to make sure we're getting full epoxy coverage. Just going nice and slow, making sure we're getting that coverage all the way till it seats at the end of the shaft there. So the final step is going to be the same thing with the sleeve. As we come up the shaft, we're going to be spinning it, making sure we're getting, again, that full epoxy coverage. Nice and slow. And mating it up to the body there. And once we get it up to the body, we want to give it about 5 to 10 more full spins just to make sure that we've got that epoxy nice and concentric around the shaft and the body. And just like that, now you can take your microfiber towel and get rid of the excess epoxy. And then final, you can kind of push it on the table there, push that sleeve down, make sure it's fully seated, and now this shaft is ready to go to the drying rack. So a quick tech tip, with the new shoulder design and the incredible manufacturing tolerances from Ethics Archery, sleeve tuning is going to be a thing of the past. You can do the sleeve tuning if you want to, but it is no longer required with this new system. Just to show you, this is one we just built, haven't sleeve tuned it at all. We'll take it to the spinner and see how it does. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you found that video on the half jacket installation informative. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact customer service and we'd be happy to help. At Sirius Archery, we're always trying to improve the structural integrity of all of our arrow systems and components. So from this point forward, all of our half-out variations are going to be replaced with the half jacket system, and it's going to be available in 50 to 200 grain systems, because at Sirius Archery Products, we're always making you more lethal.